Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The bold and the beautiful viewers are torn on Brooke Logan's, Catherine Kelly Lang, responsibility in Hope Logan's, Annika Noel, recent behavior, and kissing married men. Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K., begins to see another side of his wife, and he's not a fan. Is Bridge in trouble? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful, spoilers ahead. Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, returned home just in time to see her daughter Steffi Forrester. Jacqueline McKinn's Wood, find out Hope Logan kissed her husband. As you all know, it didn't go over well and Steffi ended up being in the wrong place at the wrong time and getting kidnapped. But that's another story. Taylor and Brooke battled for decades over Steffi's father, Ridge Forrester, and Taylor knows a thing or two about a Logan woman wrecking her marriage. Now history seems to be repeating itself, and it's breaking Ridge's heart watching his daughter go through this with Dr. John Finnegan. Tanner Novland Brooke Logan could do no wrong on the bold and the beautiful, as far as her husband Ridge Forrester was concerned. But B&B spoilers hint he starts to see a different side of Taylor and Brooke's endless feud. Taylor and Steffi have always maintained that Brooke stole Ridge away from his family. Now that Hope is trying to do the same, Ridge is beginning to see his ex's side of things. And that's bad news for Brooke. The bold and the beautiful spoilers hint that Brooke should be very worried about Taylor snooping around Forrester Creations and bonding with Ridge over Steffi's kidnapping. It's been quite a while since Brooke had any competition, and her daughter picked the absolute worst time to act up and go around kissing married men. Do you think it's only a matter of time before Ridge dumps Brooke for Taylor again? Is this the beginning of the end of the Bridge marriage? Brooke Logan had always prided herself on being a woman who could rise above the scandals and heartbreaks that had plagued her life. But lately, the turbulence in her marriage to Ridge Forrester had been brewing again, like an old storm threatening to strike with full force. The tension in their relationship had become palpable, hanging over their house like a thick fog that neither could seem to cut through. Ridge had always been the love of Brooke's life, but something was shifting, and she could feel it in her bones. The gossip mills had been churning ever since Hope Logan, Brooke's beautiful and headstrong daughter, had found herself in yet another complicated situation. This time, it wasn't with Liam Spencer or Thomas Forrester. It was worse, far worse. It was Ridge. Hope had always admired Ridge. He was the epitome of masculinity in her eyes, strong, confident, and with an undeniable charm. They had always shared a strong bond, though it had never gone beyond familial respect. But lately, that boundary had been crumbling, ever so subtly at first, until the moment when it shattered entirely. Hope's world was spinning out of control, and it seemed she had lost her footing in more ways than one. The first whispers of an affair started after a photo of Ridge and Hope in a heated embrace made its way around Forrester Creations. Ridge was no stranger to scandal, but this was different. This was Hope, Brooke's daughter, his wife's pride and joy. The photo captured a moment that seemed far more intimate than a stepfather and stepdaughter should ever share. The lighting, the body language, the looks in their eyes. It all screamed forbidden passion. When Brooke first saw the photo, her heart dropped to the floor. She refused to believe it, at least not right away. Ridge would never betray her like this, not with her daughter. Yet the image was undeniable, and the more Brooke stared at it, the more the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Ridge had been distant lately, more preoccupied than usual, and Hope had been acting strange, nervous even. But a kiss? No. Brooke could never have predicted this kind of betrayal. She had spent years fighting to keep her marriage with Ridge intact, despite the numerous obstacles they had faced. The thought of Ridge kissing Hope sent a wave of nausea through her. The idea of him crossing that boundary made her question everything she thought she knew about her husband, her daughter, and her marriage. Brooke confronted Ridge one evening when they were alone at the house. She held the photo in her hand, her knuckles white, as she gripped the edges. Care to explain this? She said, her voice tight with barely controlled fury. Ridge looked up from his sketchpad, his eyes widening when he saw the picture. His face paled. He opened his mouth to speak, but found no words. Brooke slammed the photo down on the table between them. "Ridge, that's my daughter. My daughter. What in the world were you thinking?" Ridge's mouth was dry, and his thoughts were jumbled. "Brooke, it's not what it looks like. I swear, not what it looks like. You're kissing Hope in this picture. What else could it possibly be?" "It was a mistake," Ridge said, his voice low, almost pleading. A moment of confusion. "I never meant for this to happen." Hope was upset. She was emotional. "I was trying to comfort her. I never intended for it to go this far." Brooke's heart clenched at his words. "This far? So you're admitting it did happen?" Ridge sighed. Running a hand through his hair, his face etched with regret. "It was just one kiss, Brooke. It didn't mean anything." Brooke's anger flared again. "Just one kiss? You expect me to believe that? You've destroyed everything. Our marriage, our family, everything we fought for." Tears welled up in Brooke's eyes, but she blinked them back, refusing to let them fall. She wasn't going to be weak. Not now. Meanwhile, Hope had been dealing with her own turmoil. She had tried to convince herself that the kiss meant nothing, that it was just an accident, a fleeting moment of weakness between her and Ridge. But deep down, she knew better. There was something there, something neither of them wanted to acknowledge. The chemistry between them had always been simmering beneath the surface, but Hope had never allowed herself to entertain those feelings. Until now, Liam had noticed the change in her. He had always been protective of Hope, and her distant behavior had him on edge. He knew something was wrong, but he couldn't put his finger on it. When he found out about the kiss, he was devastated. The woman he loved, the mother of his child, had kissed Ridge, the man who was supposed to be a father figure in her life. Liam confronted Hope in their home, his voice full of hurt and betrayal. "How could you do this? How could you kiss Ridge?" Hope, her eyes red from crying, tried to explain. "Liam, it was a mistake. I wasn't thinking clearly. I was upset, and it just happened." "That's not an excuse," Liam said, shaking his head. "You kissed Ridge, Brooke's husband. How are we supposed to move past this?" Hope didn't have an answer for him. She couldn't even explain it to herself. She knew she had made a terrible mistake, but the damage was done. The kiss had happened, and now she had to live with the consequences. As the days passed, the scandal spread like wildfire. Brooke was beside herself with anger and heartbreak. Her marriage to Ridge was hanging by a thread, and her relationship with her daughter was in tatters. She had spent years fighting for her family, but this might be the one blow she couldn't recover from. Ridge, too, was left reeling. He had never imagined his life would spiral into such chaos. He loved Brooke, but the kiss with Hope had shaken him to his core. He couldn't deny the attraction he felt in that moment, but he also knew it was wrong. Now he had to face the consequences of his actions, losing Brooke, possibly for good. As for Hope, she was caught in the crossfire. Unsure of how to fix the mess she had created, she knew she had jeopardized everything: her relationship with Liam, her bond with her mother, and her own sense of self-worth. She had no idea how to make things right. In the end, the kiss between Ridge and Hope had shattered more than just trust. It had torn apart the fragile threads holding their lives together. The question now was whether any of them could find a way back from the brink, or if this would be the end of the line for Brooke, Ridge, Hope, and the Forrester family. The fallout from this scandal was far from over, and the ripples would be felt for a long time to come. Would Ridge and Brooke's marriage survive this betrayal, or was this the final straw for the legendary couple? Only time would tell.